I found the YouTube video that's aged the most like rotten milk, and unfortunately it's mine. It's none other than Thank You for Everything Marty Stratton. If you're not familiar with it, Mick Gordon, the Doom Eternal OST composer, had aired some grievances with Marty Stratton. And my video here, let me just lay it out here. I've been getting comments after comments on this, and rather than just going back to them, I'm making a video to talk about this. We're going to watch the video right here and see why I said what I said, because there's a couple things you're going to run into when it comes to this. Alright, so let's check the video out first. I gotta say it, I got it. We need an official Marty Stratton appreciation video, so... Okay, so the reason I said this is because Hugo on the left here is out on the forefront. He's the creative guy behind Doom Eternal, but everybody, got to watch his streams, but nobody ever really said thank you to Marty, right? So let's keep watching. Let's go. Hugo and Marty are like Doom and Quake, working together in their own way to shape FPS history. I've always said that they're like a mullet. Hugo as Marty is the business in the front, Hugo's the party in the back. Let's continue. Hugo's more at the storefront, while Marty is in the back office, making sure that everything is running smoothly. I sound so happy here, don't I? It's a thank you video, how can you not be happy? Let's go. Sometimes coming out to the front of the shop whenever he needs to. That's true. And I admit, I'd be curious to see how he plays on a stream with Josh. He has years of game dev experience. That is true, he's been in the industry at least since 1999 with Activision, I believe, and even worked on Doom 3. That's also true. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes at a game company, I'm sure. And to keep it running like a well-oiled super shotgun machine, well, that takes work, expertise, knowledge, and experience. And I'd like to commend Marty, and the rest of it too, for providing us with endless demons to slay. Because we will. Check out the next video on your screen here, and consider becoming a member if you like what I do here and want to support the cause and keep it strong. I'm Austin, thanks for watching. Alright, so I did put this updated video on the screen here. Make sure everybody can see it, it's in the middle. You can't say I didn't try. Also in the description of this video, we see the same thing here, to where I made an update just today after somebody let me know. So we gotta check out some of the comments as well, because they're really kind of funny. But if you do want to support the channel, you can leave a tip with the super thanks, and it lights up your comment. You can type whatever you want here, helps out the channel, lets me do what I do here, and hey, get a pretty cool lit up comment. So check that out if you want to right there with super thanks. Now the whole thing about this is you can't go right and you can't go wrong. You have one side that says, hey, I love the updates. Bring them coming, you're my source for Mick news and updates. And then you have the other side that says, hey dude, quit milking the topic. Every video I've made on the topic has approached a different angle. People want to see it, so I think it's worth talking about. Alright, so when we go down to the first comment we're going to look at here, is Marty a Chad? This was posted by me a year ago and has a little membership link, so we're going to go by there. What a nice guy. I sure hope he does nothing bad with a fellow music composer. So that comment came after the storm had already hit, and he's making a lighthearted joke with it, which is kind of funny. 290 likes on that, not bad. This age like fine milk on a hot summer's day. Not just regular, hot milk, like sour hot milk. This age like milk. So here's a slice of reality, guys. This is a good one by What Lions 2 weeks ago. I've worked with many small, medium, and large companies. People are two-faced as heck. People with some authority, especially so. You can never judge someone's personality from their quote-unquote public image. Once someone works with you long enough, you may get to see that that person is like for real, and it's often jarring or even disturbing. Another slice of reality is that if your contribution to a project isn't the primary selling point of the project, don't be surprised when you're thrown under the bus when things go south. A couple interesting things about that there. So I've spoken with id Software employees who said Marty was just fine. And now I hesitate to say what I'm going to say because I know it might upset some people. Forgive me. I feel like there were aspects of Marty's job that he was good at and that he did successfully, and there were people that he was nice to. I just feel like that's probably the case. That doesn't mean that I support the allegations. I do not. I am just looking at the big picture here. However, treating somebody bad, you can't defend that. I can't. So mixed allegations, if they are what they say they are, then hey, you can't get behind that one, man. So that's an interesting perspective. I forgot to like that one. As far as looking at the detailed side of things you don't really see. All right, so Jim LaHaye says, man, this aged like I got to get my button ready. Man, this aged like 2 weeks worth of the most unholy Taco Bell left in a porta potty under continuous scorching sunlight in Death Valley. Oddly specific, but you know what? I like it. I like Taco Bell. The Mexican pizza recently came back. You cannot go wrong with that. People say it sucks now, but hey. Yeah, a lot of these comments are saying, this age like milk, you never trust a publisher. But something here by Darth Sadius, if I said that right, sticks out to me. And this was made a year ago. This was made before the whole drama explosion. And he said, Hugo and Marty are one of the most dynamic duos of all time. I'll never forget first watching them walk onto the QuakeCon 2018 stage and telling us all the first-hand info about Eternal, and later giving their own commentary of the Mars core in 2019. It was both intriguing and hilarious to watch, and I can't wait to see them do it again for whatever they have planned next. There's no question, I mean, they worked together, and at least on, I don't know their personal lives, but at least on stage they did well. They back and forth with each other, chatted up a little bit, talked about the game, all that sort of stuff. And pointing to the top of the screen here as a little note. So you don't know. Well, after Mick Gordon's statement, I think this needs to be taken down or to have a remake from Sergeant Lemon 1. That's what this video is. I'm leaving it up because people still want to see it, still want to comment. It is a part of the channel's history. This is a pivotal point because I uploaded this video 1 year and 1 day before Mick's announcement. The timing, right? Literally 366 days. I also once predicted the Dread Knight. Well, I didn't predict it. I made a video on the Dread Knight, and the next day he was announced as a new playable demon. Predicted meat hook platforming and Andrew doing the OST. So it's kind of funny to be able to look at a couple different things there. Another interesting quote here, description quote, to make sure the id Software and Doom Eternal run smoothly. Yep, gaming industry never runs smoothly. And they say that the gaming industry is tough for sure, and I know that people grind away making these games, and I appreciate them working on all of these games, and I just wish that sometimes situations, actually all the time, situations like this just didn't happen. And this comment here is interesting because Tom Oakley says, I got to be totally honest, I have zero idea what Marty does in his day-to-day terms, but I just know it must be dang important, and he takes it on like a champ. I'd love to see him and Hugo do some more streaming together. Although as an introvert myself, I figure Marty probably prefers staying backstage and running the show rather than performing to the crowd, as it were. Edit. I now have some idea how Marty spends his time, and it's pretty disgusting. Okay, so this is the thing. It's not just, this was the community-wide sentiment, and it's interesting to see. I don't want to say like fall of a giant. I would still sit and talk to Marty and try to pick his brain to figure out why this happened the way it did. Like, I like to just know and dive into things in games when I find them. So the community sentiment was wider this way. Whenever the open letter came out 2 years ago, most people were saying, hey, this is right, this letter makes sense. There were a handful of people that said, nah, something's fishy about it. I want a little more information from Mick first. So it's not just me that took this viewpoint here. And naturally, this video is probably getting recommended to people because of the whole incident. They're finding it, and it's ironic, it's comedic, whatever. We're going to continue with it here. Stale Milk, we didn't get that one. Let's see. I'm always excited when Marty makes an appearance. Now there is one comment that actually, I'm not going to pull up on screen here unless we come across it. It said something along the lines of, if you lick the boot, be prepared to have your tongue scraped, implying that I shield for this video, when really it's just a thank you video. You know, Marty didn't have many thank you videos on YouTube, so hey, I thought I'd make one, and I'm not alone in the comments saying that, you know, hey, you know, we appreciated him before all this stuff went down. So when we take a look, given the lies and abuse that have come to light, yikerinos. So a lot of people saying aged well. What a great video from Horde Mode Gaming. I sense a bit of sarcasm in there. And we have Hugo and Marty and Josh battle mode stream, each taking turns playing as a Slayer. I'd still see that. I miss those streams. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, Hugo Martin, the creative director, and Josh Boyle, the community manager at Bethesda, had streams together. They got out there with the community, chatting in the Twitch and YouTube streams, developer playing the game, talking about it. It was a really good time, really insightful into how the game was produced, and some really cool stuff that I would love to see a round 2 with. So much so that they played the base game, the DLCs, and everything else. The master levels, battle mode with viewers and all of that. You just got to think about this. Year ago was a different time. The game was flourishing and booming. The DLCs were out. The community was rocking. And of course there were bad things. There was a ton of drama in the Doom Eternal community that we probably didn't need, but we had anyway. But you'll have that whenever you have people get together like that. It's basically inevitable. And these comments continue to go on in generally the same way. Some funny things in here too. This didn't age well, LOL. And everyone from the janitor that cleans the toilets to the top CEO all must work together to do their part so that we get great games. From the one and only Big Mac Davis here. I've known him for years. He's a good buddy of mine. Cool dude. And like he said, everybody does have to do their part. And when you find that cog in the machine that gets disrupted by another person, it has a domino effect, right? Because if you have a cogs in a machine and you stop one with a rock, whatever, all the other parts are going to be disjoint and knocked off a little bit. So this incident with Marty, Bethesda, had a further rippling impact on the community, on its software, Bethesda as a whole. With the response Bethesda gave, this was a big deal, and that's why it's worth more than one video, because there's so many angles you can take from it, and I don't think people realize it all the time, that there is more than just that central focus there. I like to just try to look at everything, and I'm sure you do too, but This is just looking at a little bit of everything. Marty's amazing from a year ago. Another one to show this. Oh, this was funny. I swear this is one of the weirdest videos I've ever seen. It's eerily reminiscent of The Godfather Part 2. Makes you feel like there's some gangsta crap going on in the background. Oh, see, it's so interesting to see what these changes do. And looking at the span of 1 year, all it takes 1 year of change, and to see what has happened. So catch up with Marty O'Donnell, the other Marty, whenever I break down his interview with Jeeves and he talks about this Mick situation and how he wants to help. Subscribe for more if you like this. I am Austin. Thank you for watching.